After decades of silence, Eustace Conway, the man who turned his back on modern civilization to live as one of the last true wilderness dwellers, has spoken. For years, he retreated deep into the Appalachian mountains, living far from human eyes, crafting a life rooted in nature. Now, in an unexpected and emotional revelation, he shares truths few ever imagined. His words carry the weight of years in isolation, struggles against bureaucracy, and the quiet observations of a world rushing toward chaos. This is not just a story of survival, it's a confession that could redefine everything we knew about him. Turtle Island, a life built by hand. Eustace Conway's home, Turtle Island Preserve, was more than land. It was a living testament to humanity's connection with the natural world. Thousands of acres deep in the Appalachian wilderness, Conway built his cabins, barns, and classrooms entirely by hand. To outsiders, it appeared idyllic, a paradise untouched by modernity. But his work was more than aesthetics. It was education. Every structure and trail taught lessons from a pre-electric, pre-concrete era. Visitors often came for pictures, unaware of the philosophy embedded in the soil and smoke of the campfire. Turtle Island wasn't tourism, it was a classroom, and he was its silent teacher. Battles with the system. In the early 2000s, government scrutiny threatened everything Conway had built. State inspectors claimed his hand-built cabins violated safety codes. The structures, though crafted with care and centuries-old techniques, didn't meet modern regulations. Fines piled up, legal threats loomed, and nights by the fire were filled with doubt. Yet he never lashed out publicly or sought sympathy. Silence became his shield. The battle wasn't just against the law, it was against a civilization that seemed incapable of understanding the lessons his land offered. For Conway, every confrontation was a test of patience, endurance, and faith in the very world he hoped to inspire. Silence as strength. Conway's years of quiet were often misinterpreted as weakness or retreat. In truth, his silence was deliberate and deeply intentional. Speaking to the wrong audience could twist his message, turning his philosophy into gossip or spectacle. For decades, he listened, watching nature change, observing humanity's disregard for the planet, and recording the small signs that whispered truths often ignored. The birds' songs, the rhythm of the seasons, even the smoke rising from his fire, spoke more honestly than human words. Through this solitude, he sharpened his understanding of both nature and self. The quiet was not absence. It was vigilance, reflection, and preparation for a time when he could finally speak with purpose. Observing humanity, when Conway finally addressed the world, his first words surprised many. "People think I chose isolation because I hate society," he said. The truth was deeper. He was trying to save it. Turtle Island was meant to educate, to reconnect humans with the natural world. But too often, visitors treated it like a backdrop for photographs, missing the essence of the lessons. His eyes saw more than the surface. They saw a species losing touch with itself. Conway's observation of humanity revealed both beauty and fragility, a planet in subtle distress, and a warning that silence, while protective, could not last forever if the earth itself was crying out. Nature's lessons. Years of solitude taught Conway lessons no classroom could offer. He spoke to trees, listened to rivers, and followed the whispers of wildlife. The wilderness became a mirror, reflecting his fears, regrets, and hopes. Through observation, he saw environmental decline and spiritual decay intertwined. The further humans drifted from the earth, the more they lost sight of themselves. Conway's life in the forest showed that survival was not only physical, it was emotional and moral. The lessons of nature were unforgiving yet pure, teaching patience, humility, and resilience. And in the silence, he found clarity. Humanity must remember that we are inseparable from the ecosystems we inhabit. The shadow of family few knew the early scars that shaped Conway before Turtle Island ever existed. His relationship with his father was fraught, a constant struggle for approval. Discipline and control defined his childhood, leaving Eustace feeling never quite enough. This unrelenting pressure pushed him to seek validation elsewhere, in the mastery of the natural world. The woods, unlike humans, judged him not at all. Here, he could succeed or fail on his own terms, learning survival, resilience, and independence. Leaving home wasn't just rebellion, it was necessary escape. In the forest, he found acceptance and understanding absent from his formative years, laying the foundation for the man he would become. Solitude as transformation. The isolation Conway embraced carried both anger and healing. At first, it was driven by resentment toward a father who could not understand him and a world that seemed unworthy of his efforts. Over time, however, the forest reshaped him. Nature stripped away pride and bitterness, teaching lessons of forgiveness, patience, and perspective. He realized that true freedom came from releasing past grudges, not hiding from society. Solitude was not mere survival, it was a spiritual apprenticeship, a path toward understanding the delicate balance between self, nature, and community. Conway's years alone refined not just his skills, but his soul, creating a man capable of profound insight. Reconnecting with the world now, Conway is slowly stepping back into human connection. He's reached out to family members once estranged, rebuilding bonds quietly and intentionally. He's begun sharing wisdom with younger relatives, recognizing that lessons must be passed down before opportunity fades. "You can't live alone forever," he said. "Even a tree needs the forest." This acknowledgement of interdependence shows a man no longer defined solely by solitude, but by understanding. Human connection, like nature, is essential for growth. Conway's willingness to re-engage reflects his evolution, not as a survivalist hero or a recluse, but as a teacher, observer, and reminder of humanity's roots in the natural world. A call to listen. Conway's message is urgent, yet simple. We are not separate from nature, we are part of it. Every breath, every step, every choice affects the earth we inhabit. Silence, once a protective retreat, is now a warning. The natural world is signaling distress, and humanity must respond with respect and mindfulness. Conway's years in isolation weren't avoidance, they were preparation. He learned to hear what others ignored, to see what others overlooked, and now he speaks with clarity. The lessons of Turtle Island are not just stories, but directives for living more consciously and harmoniously. The final reminder. As the camera followed Conway across Turtle Island, his message resonated. Simple cabins, whispering forests, and untouched streams reflected a life built on care, patience, and understanding. Conway's weathered face held calm certainty, a man who had confronted pain, solitude, and disconnection to emerge wiser. "I'm not here to warn anymore," he said. "I'm here to remind." His steps faded into the forest, leaving a powerful echo. Humanity must awaken, remember, and honor the delicate web of life we inhabit. His words are a prayer, a challenge, and a call to action, timeless and urgent. Conclusion. A legacy of listening. Eustace Conway's journey is a testament to resilience, patience, and the wisdom of the natural world. From personal struggle to public revelation, he demonstrates that true understanding comes from listening, observing, and reconnecting. Turtle Island is more than a preserve. It is a living philosophy, a mirror reflecting both human failings and potential. Conway's message is clear. We must live gently, honor our shared world, and remember that the Earth's silence is fragile. In speaking at last, he not only reclaims his voice, but reminds us all that listening, truly listening, is the first step toward healing both ourselves and the planet.